Pisces.
Hello Pisces, this is your forecast for September 2015, and a special hello to all of those who I read for here last month. And we're looking at your chart for September, and it's beautiful, especially for those of you who are interested in relationships, building, growing your relationship this month. And why is that? Well, we have the sun, we got Jupiter, we got the new moon in your 7th house for those one-on-one relationships. So for those of you in a committed relationship, you'll see that this month is going to bring new things to the table between the two of you. Those of you looking for marriage this month, this might be it. As the sun and Jupiter here, they'll meet up, and the new moon is like illuminating this area as well. Now for those of you single out there, Pisces, this might be a month where you can come to meet up with somebody new and somebody who's quite spiritual, who's very open-minded. Think about Jupiter now in the 7th house. Not only are you expanding your consciousness, but the partner you have in your life or will come to meet will also come to show that he or she will have an expanded consciousness. This is also here coupled up with Venus and Mars here starting off on the 1st. They're 14 degrees doing the dance together in the sign of Leo, and that is coming from the heart. It's playful, it's warm, it's fiery. And so yes, especially for new relationships this month, will absolutely have a signature of something that I think you could be happy with for the whole entire coming year. Speaking about Venus and Mars, it's also your creativity. It is also your money matters coming in. Mars infusing this with fire, with action, direction, and it may just set you up on a new scale here as it's in your 6th house for day-to-day routines. You might start working with something new right now, which can hold an incredible good expansion for you with your peers, because it's also your co-workers. The 6th house represents that. And plus, not only that, we have something else huge taking place. This is Saturn now finally leaving the area of where it's been these last 2.5 years, where you have been looking into deepening the areas of your spirituality or working on perhaps publishing your work or getting your work out to networks. Now Saturn is moving in on the 17th into your career house. So you did get a little taste of that early in the year when it did dip into Sagittarius for just a little while before it went retrograde. Then it's like been quiet here for the last 4 to 5 months. You've had more time to kind of consider, maybe even reconsider, or maybe even tweak and refine those things that you've been working or researching on, so that now you're ready. What you are going to be performing over the next 2.5 to 3 years is definitely something that will mark a major growth cycle over the last 28 years. It's coming home. You are going to be receiving the crown of the mastery of the work that you've been doing. And so Saturn is not coming without responsibilities, because there's going to be new responsibilities coming your way. And I think you're ready for it, Pisces. You've been working here for a long time now on pursuing the dream, pursuing your vision. And nobody's more psychically connected than you. You're very, very intuitive. You're also multi-talented when it comes to your talents. And I feel for many of you, it's been all about, how do I bring them together? How do I bring all these different creative sources together in one package? And this is where you're now going to be starting to put it out to the test and see how it will perhaps come to be received. Now, we do have Uranus in your 2nd house for money and income, which is still retrograde, but it has a visitation here of the full moon. Not exactly by degree, but within the first 24 hours, yes, it is going to pass over Uranus. And the full moon this month won't be before the 27th of September, But with it, you will come to see by month's end that something is coming in for your benefit. The full moon is in the sign of Aries, in that second house for money. So I feel it connects with not just your day-to-day, or should I say month-to-month income, but it could also be whatever this new concept is that you are going to be putting out, which you will have some insight or some return. Talking about the moons, let's get them out of the way here first. Okay, so the 27th you have the full moon, but the new moon is on September 13th, and that will be 20 degrees in Virgo. So wherever you have 20 degrees in your chart, that will ricochet and it will light your chart up like a Christmas tree. And having the new moon in Virgo, what does that mean? Well, Virgo is a very good organizer. It always pays attention to minute details. So having it here in your 7th house, it's you paying attention to how you work closely with other people one-on-one, whether that is your significant other, whether it might be a partner there at work, and the details are going to be important. Why? Because your focus is what is going to enlighten this area for you for the whole coming year until the next new moon comes around next year around this time. And it is also picking up that energy from Jupiter where it passed right before it was fully new. So it has the infusion of Jupiter, which is hope, joy, enthusiasm, optimism, expansion. And so I'm feeling here between that new moon on the 13th, the full moon in your 2nd house on the 27th, it's like, wow, something is taking place, because this new moon is quickly, just within hours, moving out of the partnership area into the 8th house of money and resources, perhaps money you have with other people or other groups. It could be commissions, royalties. So I'm feeling that your financial situation throughout this month too can become very enlightened. Of course, it's all the passion that your Venus-Mars wants to do, how your day-to-day routine might be a little bit more joyful this month because it's in Leo, and Leo likes to do the things they like to do, right? And so it's all about finding that here too, and how to express it. And I feel too that both these energies are going to focus a little bit more perhaps on your health, on your diets. What are you eating? What are you consuming? Are you awakening to the fact of all the GMOs? Maybe you've heard about it and not really looking at it, you know, and turning the blind eye to it. Maybe that is an awakening in your consciousness. Maybe I want to eat more healthy. Maybe skip the junk food that tastes so good and start working out. It's a body consciousness, because the 6th house is a Virgo house, very health related and oriented. And so both Venus and Mars, which is your physical drive and energy, can help boost and kickstart any kind of diet or workout program this month of September. And whatever you do now, let me tell you though, Venus will hold the power of the programming you give it for a full year. It takes a year for Venus to go around the chart once. Whatever you kickstart now, Mars, the drive here, the seed that you're planting within your health-related matters now, may carry that vibration for 2 years before it gets this same opportunity to become so conscious and so focused. So this is why I want to pay a little bit more attention and spend a little bit more time outlining it for you. Then, yes, we have not only the romantic evening or the whole day there of September 1st, we have some unexpected great news coming in between Mars and Uranus. Now, Mars here in the 6th house, Uranus in your 2nd house for money and income. There might be something here that could come to you, and when it feels unexpected, it might just be because the day is unexpected, but it might be something you have actually worked for in the past that now can come forward, and then suddenly there it is. If you're starting something new, it might be that you're attracted to something a little bit more unconventional, and you're good about those things anyway, Pisces. But yeah, there could be something here. If you initiate, it will definitely carry the signature of success with it. We have a situation with Mercury this month. Mercury is going to square up on Pluto, and most of you know that Mercury rules our thoughts and our communication, anything verbal. It's going to come up against the square to Pluto. Pluto in your 11th house has to do with groups or organizations. Mercury's in your 8th house. Say if you're waiting for a bonus or a commission, there might be a to-do situation here that is not too happy. You may express it, or somebody may express it to you on the 9th. Some of you will act upon it and try to resolve it right away. That's what we do when planets are direct, or we will wait for the next opportunity. And that's what the planets are. They're only a window of opportunity at all given times, because we are given our free will to act upon or not. But let me tell you, you're going to have a second chance this month, because Mercury is going to retrograde on the 17th, go back to that very same degree to the square with Pluto. So here we go again. And now it's not just going to be the singular situation, which the 9th of September represented. Now it's more like everything that you've been holding back or stuffing for in the past may now come up. So the trigger was the 9th, but here we go on the 24th. Pluto's trying to not aggravate you. It is uncomfortable because it seems like a confrontation of sorts, but it's not to aggravate you. What it is to figure out how can we improve and make this better. Pluto is a healer, bottom line. It wants to transform what has been difficult to something into a new life, a new, should I say, avenue. So this gives you the opportunity to stand your grounds. Not just that, but you have support. Mars here the next day on the 25th. And we don't even have to say the next day. The next day, yes, it is exact, but Mars is still very close to this aspect on the 24th. Mars is your drive, your goals, your ambitions. It's where you stand, what you mean. And here we're thinking Mercury is communicating something it's not happy about. Mars holding your drives are super strong, especially because Pluto's in the picture. And then Saturn, karma coming in. So this might be an old, unresolved, long-lasting situation which has been difficult for some time. It might have been put aside, might have been suppressed, but it's coming up. But it's coming up for a reason. So see it as an opportunity, Pisces, not as just a challenge you want to brush away, because sure, it's going to come back again down the road. So this is great, once and for all, to clear out, and you will feel that much better. Just trust that both Pluto and Saturn knows what they're doing. It is to empower you. And on the 27th, we have the full moon. So that is like hovering over these planetary aspects there on 25th. It's not fully full yet, but it's in the growing aspect. But let me tell you, when you get to that full moon of the 27th, Pluto is moving direct. Okay, so it's resolving. It's retrograde, karmic period. So there's healing coming in. So just as this situation has risen to the challenge, the full moon and the direct motion of Pluto is actually coming in as a confirmation that, okay, now we can move forward. Now we have a resolve. Let's do it this way, whatever that way works out for you. But you will know what I mean when we get to the end of September. Everybody might experience it a little bit differently depending on what circumstances you have in your life. But it is between a group and your finances. It's the 11th house and 2nd house. That is the full moon Pluto. And it is the 8th house and 11th house, which is other people's money. Or say there's outstanding commissions, or there's an outstanding bonus, or there's an outstanding, say, lawsuit where you're expecting something coming in. That's just been like this, all right? Now it's crescendoing. So I think the outcome of that should be actually really good. Excited about this Saturn in the 10th house for you, your new responsibility, your new career. I feel that you're changing a corner with Saturn into the 10th, Jupiter into the 7th. I feel you're going to have more of a wingspan. We do have another couple of events here this month, and let's talk about that. Venus was retrograde in August, and for the full month, and Venus is always those things that we love, whether it is matters of the heart, romance, love, but it also rules money and material things. Now on the 6th or 7th, depending on which time zone you live in, we'll start moving forward, and it's in the 6th house. You will feel now that your day-to-day routine will start picking up speed. If you felt that it slowed down a little bit until then, like here in August, it might just be because you deserve to be a little bit more at ease. But busyness is going to pick up. And on the 17th through October 9th, that is Mercury's retrograde in your 8th house. Okay, so that is the house of intimacy and outstanding, should I say, money, other people's money. 17th, we have Saturn moving out of Scorpio, your 9th house, where you've been working, researching, now moving into the career field. And then we have Mars, which is currently in your 6th house, your day-to-day routines. That's going to move into your 7th house of love and relationships, your committed relationships. You're going to see how this is going to fire up. And here in October early, it's going to be meeting up with Jupiter. And they're going to do the dance in this area, which gives a lot of new opportunity upon what we will speak about in October. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that now so you can get next month's forecast and see what Jupiter is going to bestow upon you. Then we have the 27th. Yes, like I said, Pluto will be moving direct out of its retrograde situation. So in the overall here, Pisces, it is a month where I feel you're shifting gears. I won't say shifting consciousness. It's more like the consciousness that you've been growing, the energy that you've been putting in. Now they're going to start opening up, coming out. Plus you're going to be attracting new situations. And this is nice. Jupiter is going to be in your 7th house for a full year to that of late next summer. So any people coming into your life at this time, between now and then, can come or become very beneficial to you. They're always very nice people, very supportive, generous people. You will also feel more generous at this time. And so the new moon being in your 7th house here too, where the sun is, that's the time of your intentions. That is September 13th. And your intention should all be about wanting to focus deeply on improving yourself, improving communication with your partners, which is that Virgo influence. And also don't forget to write out your abundance check. And if you don't know how to do that yet, you can always go to my website. There is a video there, and you will see how this can create abundance in your life. So that is what we pretty much have for you here, Pisces. It's really nice to see you every month, and thank you for also following on the Horoscopes. They do add extra information for what you can expect in the coming months. So I'm happy to see that you're there as well. And thank you for all your wonderful comments, and I will see you now in October.